Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to Lineage Break, a Grand Archive TCG podcast. I am your host, Cam. With me, as always, is Trusty Steve. Hello, Trusty Steven.
Hello, Cameron.
Welcome to the podcast.
It is a podcast.
Listen, we do this thing, you know, Steve. We're bad podcast hosts. So thank you for watching our show for this last
2 years.
2 years, which we appreciate. Steven said that today, and I felt very old. So thank you for supporting us for this 2 years. 2 years, Grand Archives, crazy. When's our anniversary? It's
January 30th.
Yeah, so we're past that, but it's been 2 years. So thank you for watching us. But what we do in our 2 years of expertise in podcasting, so we had so much to talk about last week that we just yapped and yapped and yapped. Probably didn't even do an efficient job of yapping about all the things. We just like yapping.
Yeah.
And then this week, we don't have anything to talk about because there was, so much to talk about last week. We have a couple of bits to touch on, but we've done a bad and we've blown through all of our news.
Yeah.
Especially now, we're in the weird time. Season's just started. Set is brand new. Nobody knows what they're playing. DTR has been announced, but is now 4 months away. Sorry, Steven. So it's going to be a while. I was talking to somebody yesterday. I think it was Tex. I think it was one Lineage Break Tex. And this season's super weird. There's only 3 ascents.
Yeah.
Which feels odd.
Yeah, I think it's it's a weird time because there's a lot of nationals and
right.
Big events going on. So unlike the last year where there was an ascent every month,
right.
I think there's a lot of other events that are going on there, sucking up a lot of the time.
Yeah. Nationals are a bit odd where I'll be there. I'll see you guys at North American Nationals. But it's both chiller as an event, at least last year was, because it's just a tournament. There's not side events going on.
Right.
There's not or at least there wasn't last year, a big, a budget for decorating the venue and stuff like they do for Ascents. So it's a little bit more laid back. There's no presentation at the end. So obviously, I want to die because that's my favorite part. So it does feel a little bit weird to be in the season that is Ascent light, because of course we are wading through the national season. But at the end of the season, we get the ultimate event of the season, or of the year, rather, yeah. in Worlds. But we do have a couple this season. But yeah, I was talking to him about Ascendant and how difficult that's going to be to get. And I think this season is going to be kind of odd, where I think it'll be for those grinder people a little bit easier to get Ascendant because there's less events that you have to go to.
Right.
It's just Seattle, KL, and Worlds, right? Those are the only ascents other than Nationals level events. So yeah, but we are beginning our season, and we are also entering the Store Championships Regionals season. Also a bit of a weird one for Abyssal Haven. And I mean, this sort of, I think, is semi-unavoidable. I'm curious if this is how the game will continue into the future, where I think it makes a lot more sense. It's a lot cleaner if Worlds is at the end of the season, but it's not necessarily at the end of this season. And so all of the invites that you get this season aren't for Nationals, which is a little bit odd. They're for next year's Nationals, which isn't until, 16 months from now or something? Maybe 14 months from now. So you go to your Store Championship, you go to your Regionals, you get these cool invite cards, but you can't take them to Nationals, which is a little strange. I do really like the new ones. I don't know if you've gotten a chance to see any of the new ones in person.
Yeah, I saw your Mnemonic Charm.
They're super cool. I like that they have meme codes. I like that they are instantly desirable is nice. Because me, as a loser who won't ever qualify for Nationals ever again, because they made it easy the first time, I want to buy these cards because they're the like signatured ones, right? But like even if like I was a Luxem player or whatever, I would not have been buying Lightweaver's Assaults last season to get the invite card that like doesn't look great, and you have to wait to get the CPR back at Nationals time. So I think it's a good change to have them come CPR out of the box. But I'm a little bit curious how they work. They work a little bit differently than I thought they would. I assumed that you could like enter the code somewhere on your Omnidex account to like redeem your invite, which I think would be very clean, but it seems like that's not the case. I think you will still have to physically turn them in at Nationals and like tell them your code, or they read the code or whatever, and they like check it off a list. This has been redeemed. But that's a little annoying for me that wants to buy people's charms, you know, because they want to redeem them for invites and I don't care. So it's definitely a little bit strange. But the reason why store champs and regionals are so soon, ours included, but most everyone's as well, at least the people that we know, it's because we're trying to run them before Nationals, because even though the invite cards do not get you into Nationals, everyone is worried about the Omnidex rank that you have at the time of Nationals does give you a certain amount of national qualifier points, and so people are trying to hit gold, hit platinum, whatever, for their extra NQPs so that they can get across the finish line. I think it is pretty tough to get into Nationals this year. We have like a very competitive locals, I think. And of the, you know, like maybe 20, 30 people that play at our store regularly, I think 4, 5 are qualified for Nationals.
I think 6.
Yeah, which is much different from last year.
Yeah,
where literally everyone could have gone to Nationals if they wanted to. But this year it's only like 5 or 6 of us. I say us, not me. 5 or 6 of some other people. I'm going to have to steal a bunch of invites from people if I want to play in the event. But we have some Store Championship news finally.
Yeah.
We've chosen to make ours here at Webway Games the first day of the event, which is tomorrow. But maybe a little bit of a bad idea. might not do that in the future. But we did just finally get our announcement of the stuff, because obviously the season starts tomorrow. And there's, of course, an entry promo and a play mat. The entry promo this time is pretty good, I think.
Yeah, it is the Frostbind from the Dowchan Recollections. In a beautiful foil with the Abyssal Haven stamp on it. And then the prize card is a beautiful looking Enrage. Featuring one Lubu.
Look at those Lubus that she's got for sure. Woo, baby. These Axia cards, man, they look so good. I don't know what it is. I'm a red enjoyer, and man, really like how those Axia foils look, especially these CPRs full art. So gorgeous.
When Exia first came out, I was very much on the enjoyment of it. It's not, the deck's not for me, and Jin's not for me, but
they look very, very good.
I love all the Exia art. They do look beautiful in foil.
I picked up some Zhang Laos this week.
The Bloodmonger?
In foil.
So you
know, it's like just in case.
You traded for mine, the non-foil one.
Yeah.
And then you just bought foils
anyways.
It's
who knows when you're going to need it.
It's like $5, right?
The foil? Yeah. Foil's like $20. It's an SR.
Oh, my God.
It's like, $20 for a foil SR is not so bad because it's bad. But like, in theory, right, that card's really good.
Yeah.
In theory. Like, think about yourself as a non-Jin player, right? You separate Jin from the equation.
Sure.
Let's say you're playing a normal-ass deck, and you're playing an Exia deck, so you assumingly have a lot of cards that want to deal yourself damage, right? And you're not Jin. And you're like maybe, a cleric or something.
Oh, God.
Right?
Oh, God. Where's the copium pipe?
That card's really good. It's a 3 cost 2/4 with taunt that recovers 3.
Yeah.
Like even if you don't use its text, like
Yeah,
it's a good body. It recovers 3.
It's all right.
You know. And if you are perhaps a recover-based class, perhaps.
Yeah.
It's a little bit easier to get that trigger if you want it, you know. And Cess for recall, draw 3 cards.
Do you ever get like lightheaded from the amount of cope you huff?
Nah, I'm actually like fully off the cope this season. I'm just vibing, you know. Okay. I guess I'm deeper into the copium, I guess is what I mean. Like obviously that's nonsense that I'm spouting.
Correct.
For sure. But that's what I get. This is the punishment when the new set
isn't for you.
It's not for me. So like I have to find something to spend all of my money on.
Just
you know,
diving into there's gonna be an Exia cleric.
Yeah, at some point, you know, I will
set 8 Aria Exia.
I will
stake
my name on it, Steven. That I think in the lifetime of Grand Archive there will be an Exia cleric.
Surely in the lifetime of Grand Archive there's
I'll be ready.
Cleric.
That's all I'm saying.
But like, you could have waited. Bought that card for like 30 cents in foil.
Listen, all right. If you wait to buy your Carters before they announce the Umbra Guardian, they get a little bit more expensive.
Yeah,
okay?
They did. All right.
All right.
So does Siphoning Fractal.
That's all I'm saying. Okay, so I am prepared. It's a dude, yeah. Rex, come on.
Come on, yeah.
You've put enough evil on me.
King of the people. Rex.
No, he is not.
You know, he's making Cam dress like this. Now he's speaking the truth.
Dudes don't sell. Look how much you can buy gins for, you know?
God.
Congratulations, by the way.
I hope dudes don't sell.
It's good for you. Speaking of cards that are not for us, the Store Championship mat is Harbinger of Lightning.
She's such a cute card.
Drawn by Ghoul. Looks very good. It's one of my favorite arts from the set, actually. I just recently, not in person, but on the interwebs, saw this card in foil. Looks so good.
Yeah, I really want to see it in foil, like in person.
Yeah, it looks sick. Oh no, I guess it was in person. I think Trevor has one. I remember seeing it with my eyeballs, and I was like, man, that looks so good.
Yeah, I think all of this. I won't say all Arcane cards, but I think all of the new Arcane.
They look really, really good.
Look good in foil.
Lightning just looks good in foil, right? Like anything that's supposed to be like really bright like that, you know, looks great in foil, right?
Yeah,
since it's like almost white. When they do the foiling for Arcane. So yeah, she's super, super cute. I think they really did nail it for Store Champs this season. Yeah. I think last season was like a bit bad.
Yeah.
And by a bit bad, I mean like bad. The only reason that people wanted the promo from Store Champs last season is because of like the hideous meme reprint. Like nobody's playing Heightened Spellcraft. I haven't ever put that into a deck.
Oh, fair.
But like everyone wanted it for the meme text, and I did too. So like I ended up getting my playset because I like the meme text. But like without that, who cares about Heightened Spellcraft? And then the Store Champ mat was like Materialized Polearm or something, or like Beseeching Polearm, or one of those
Materialized Polearm for sure.
One of those Djinn cards that nobody cares about. Like come on,
no one's playing that.
What are we doing? So I think they did a good job. The Frostbind promo, super, super desirable. I think that art is adorable. Who is that, chat? Do you guys know? Am I like dumb and that's a character that we have? She's so cute, bro. She's also on, what's the Earthbind card called? It's in the Groja deck. It's a Wind Zephyr.
Yeah, it's...
that cares about Fate Stones.
I don't remember. It's the one that I took out of my deck. That one.
It's one that you took out of your deck. Yeah. Because on
it's not Whirlwind Threads.
It's like Winds of Destiny.
Winds of Destiny.
Yeah,
there it is.
Because this girl is also, I think, on Winds of Destiny.
She's the background.
She's like standing up in the background. She's got the same moon silhouette. You can like see her. Does she has twin tails? She has twin tails, right? Dude, she's so cute. Who is this? Wait a minute.
We're waiting. What are we waiting for? Is that Lunette?
It like looks a lot like Lunette.
Yeah,
doesn't it?
That's why when I zoomed in, I was like,
her hair is the same. She's got the same color.
Yeah,
clothes, but they're different.
I didn't want to. I didn't want to say anything because I like.
Wait a minute.
Felt like I was going to be
wrong. She's from Cambria, bro. That's not real.
There's also like.
Wait a minute.
Frost building up around.
Wait a minute.
She's standing in ice.
Wait a minute. hold. Steve Vamp for me. We're
praying for peace.
I'm pulling up the
fighting
art.
for what you believe.
Praying for peace. That's not nearly edgy. Wait a minute.
Is it Lunette?
Wait a minute.
How is Lunette?
She's from Cambria, bro. What?
How is Lunette on?
Look, she's got the same V. What?
What is going on here? How is she? How is she on Sangwo?
Wait, what? She's got the fucking twin tails too.
Who drew Lunette? Who did this?
Different artists. But what? What?
Looks like you're gonna have to buy all of this card.
What? Huh? All right. Anyways. What? Huh? All right. Sorry. I've been derailed. Is that true?
It looks like Lunette.
Developers, is that true? That's not a spoiler, right? Nobody cares except for me. Is that?
Well, I care.
Is that Lunette?
Because that has like lore implications.
Wait a minute. I love Lunette. She's great.
That's lore implications.
My
like,
first simp, bro.
Why is Lunette off Cambria?
The first ever simp. She looks so similar. They're like near identical. Why would they do that? All right. Anyways.
Moving on from Lunette.
So yeah, Harbinger of Lightning's real cute. Cool. I don't know. It doesn't make any sense. They just look the same. They look like literally identical, and they're both on Frostbind.
And there's both like ice and stuff coming around it. But I guess
they're both like literally on Frostbind. It makes no sense.
She's also on a wind card.
Why does she look just? I don't know. Anyways, they look identical. All right.
Yes, Rex. That is also our hope that we get the end of Sangwo before we move to DTR.
Wenlore. Just an anime girl with the same face. Yeah. All right. Anyways, Store Champ promos are good. Very pog. Very pog. I'm excited to get my Frostbinds.
Yeah.
Yeah. We have so many Frostbinds now.
Have we...
Frostbind Gaming.
Have we seen the regional stuff for this season?
Yes.
We've seen the binder.
Yeah. Regionals, it's a binder this time.
Again.
Obviously, there's no promo like there is for Store Champs,
Right.
but there is Sapphire promos. The finalist mat is Saryu's Command. The
right. Yep.
champion mat is Shriveling Vines.
Yeah.
Which is also good art, for sure.
Yeah.
She's hot.
Maybe I'll buy one of the Shriveling Vines.
Champion, though, dude. Fucking big money. Yeah. So those are coming up. We have our Store Champs tomorrow. We're very excited.
Yep. And then
Steven. A week from now.
A week from now, we have our regionals.
I cut you off. Steven, what are you playing tomorrow?
I am on the Wind Saryu list that has been popping up around.
Big Dragon.
Big Dragon, make big number.
And that's what we said in pre-release when we were talking about the Shenju, about how good the dragon was going to be. We were super high up on the dragon.
Like you guys don't even need to go back and listen to anything we said.
We thought the dragon was super good.
Yeah, the dragon, we were like, why would you even play any of the other Shenju? It's the dragon that's the good one.
And it turns out we were right.
Yeah. Lineage Break never wrong.
I will defend that Suzaku is also quite good and definitely still a meta deck.
Yeah.
But the dragon is way better than we thought he was. We thought he was a big poop.
Yeah. It turns out it only takes like 2 attacks to actually cast one of those.
I
arcane
would
blasts.
argue in the favor of us, Steven, that I do think the dragon is giga unplayable if you don't cast either Saryu's Command or Byaku's Command.
Oh, surely.
And we didn't have that information, Steven.
Right.
Those cards were probably, I think, not spoiled at the time.
Yeah.
Maybe. And they do make him much better.
Yeah.
So.
I've been doing a little bit of testing and it feels real good.
You did actually.
No, we didn't, Poro.
No.
Those cards did not exist then.
No, we didn't have those. No, it's fine.
No.
Yeah, but Dragon's pretty good.
Yeah, I've been playing the Dragon.
I've been pretty impressed with it.
Yeah, I was playing meme decks at the beginning of the season, hoping to make Kongming work. Wasn't having any success with any of the things that I wanted to do with her.
Mm-hmm. There's been a like aggro Kongming list running around, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, it's cool, but
not for me. I get it.
Yeah,
me neither.
You know, if I'm gonna play Kongming, I want to play the cool tarot cards that exist. But
I feel you, brother.
Unfortunately, I think the tarot cards.
I get it, man. Ooh, I get it. You know, maybe someday we're in set 6 now, right?
Mm-hmm. Maybe
someday we'll get another set like Fractured Crown, everyone's favorite set, Fractured Crown, and Advanced Elements will be good again. You know, they'll matter
because
people will care, and they'll print Merlin too, and she'll be so giga broken.
They'll just print another Merlin, and then everyone's happy,
and then it'll be fine. So we just have to hope for that. That's when we get Advanced Elements back again. You know.
Yeah. I'm playing Advanced Elements, just not in the Advanced
element. Yeah, sort of. Yeah.
It's weird.
You sure do play those at level 2.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Cool.
I also think it's really cool that is a thing that you can do.
Just play Advanced Elements at level 2? Yeah, because it makes them playable. Yeah. It's crazy. Yeah.
Not going to 3.
No, it's crazy.
My level 3 is not even the same Advanced Element.
What if they made Dungeon Guide uninteractable, uncounterable? You can't stifling trap it. You know, that sounds good. Let's do that. Anyways, we have regionals coming up as well. Our regionals, as Steve said, is next Saturday on the 5th of April. And we're very excited for that. And then the week after that is Final Turn Gaming. I'm trying to remember the name of the store. Right, that's Jersey. I just always refer to it as FTG, but I don't remember.
I thought Jersey was May 3rd. Or is that Banished Zone?
No, that's the Banished Zone.
Oh, okay.
I'm confident about the date and the location. I just am not confident about the name of the store.
Final Turn Gaming is the one in New Jersey.
Final Turn Gaming, a lovely place. We love those guys. We will. There we go. Thank you, Al. Used to be called Game On. That's crazy. I had no idea. Not since we've been going though.
No.
So yeah, Final Turn Gaming is the Jersey regional. I think we're gonna be there. I know you're gonna be there.
I will 100% be in Jersey because it's a 3-hour drive. It's like nothing, right?
I get my one event, and I think this is probably it. The Banished Zone last time was fun, and this time it is 16 events or invites, 16, which is cool, but it's a really long drive. They ran too many rounds. We were there too late. So I don't know about that one, but we love going to FTG, and a lot of our friends go there. We love the folks that run it. One of the best judges in the game runs the Final Turn regional. So we'll try to be there. I think that'll be the one that I go to this season to play, of course, Astra Arisana, because I'm not a quitter. Maybe if Tara Dowchen was at all playable, I'd consider it, but she is not. And so we're going to do some Astra gaming. Been doing some experimenting with Fortuitous Spirit of Wind. And I am currently very up in the air about how I feel about it. Yeah. It is either good or it's not.
I'm also on the same line.
Yeah.
Sometimes it feels fantastic, and then sometimes it doesn't.
I like to take my first turn off most of the time. Anyways, it's a really, really toxic environment right now to play Fantasias. Like, obviously, there's lots of Dowchen Fantasia-based decks, so there's a lot of Fantasia hate in the format, but if you're an Ari player that's like making exactly your spirit chart or trying to play a copy of Fertile Grounds during the game, you will just get them destroyed by main deck scatters. And so I think it's pretty bad to play Fragmented right now. So I'm doing some experimenting with Fortuitous Spirit of Wind. We'll see how it feels.
Fortuitous feels really good on the play.
Yeah.
And when you have 8 copies of Beseech or Dungeon Guide in your deck.
True. And you see, 4 of them or whatever in your 8 cards. And you're like, I'm going to level 3. Yeah, I agree. So yeah, definitely cool. We have regionals coming up and we are excited to play in them. Hopefully, your boys will come home with some sweet, sweet Mandate of Honors. I assume that regionals this season will have lower attendance than last season.
Yeah.
We're in sort of a weird spot where a lot of them are really close together because we're all trying to get hammered out before Nationals, but also I think the regionals had much higher attendance last season because Backup Charger was the promo, and those sell like crazy. It was like a guaranteed refund of $500 if you made top 8 at any of these events. So a lot of people like flew out. We had TCG fly out. You know, we had some people from all over the place. Like Noel came to our regionals from Chess Club, and I think less people are going to come out because it is Mandate of Honor, which is obviously a significantly less playable card than Backup Charger. The art's gorgeous. Huge reasons for you to earn one, but obviously Manda doesn't see a whole lot of play. I think like people have been like a little bit complaining about that. I think the Backup Charger was actually kind of a maybe a red herring or whatever. Like usually the regionals cards aren't
great,
like giga playable, and I think that's on purpose, right? Like you would rather if it's like a chase staple card. I think it makes more sense for it to be an Ascent card than it does make sense for it to be a regionals card. So I think like Backup Charger was maybe a little bit of a red herring, where I think that like probably would have fit better as an Ascent card. Because like to date, the Ascent cards have been like really good.
Yeah.
Right. Like aside from Tide Diviner, it's Academy Guide, Mnemonic Charm. What was the one before that? What was the Ascent card before Academy Guide?
I can't remember.
My brain doesn't work.
Yeah,
Chad will tell me in 5 minutes. But but come out, get your mandates. I think maybe all I'm saying is maybe a little bit more possible for Steve and I to perform well Exercise Curses, which at the time was super playable.
Right.
Right now, not super meta relevant, but a good card and was extremely playable when it came out. And Diana was playable. So maybe your boys come home with some mandates. I hope. Would be nice. Get that single regionals top 8 under my belt. Would be cool. So, other than that, Stephen, I mentioned last week that Mr. Silly Dar, lead developer of Grand Archive, put out a pretty interesting poll last week, which has now concluded. At the time of the filming last week, it had not concluded, but now it has. And I think it's a pretty interesting thing to talk about, where Silidar put out a poll to ask how frequent you think Proxy's Vault cards should come out. So he said, how often should Proxy Vault cards be released? And there were 4 options. The first option was once every other season. So, like, say, AMB, we got Reciprocity, right? That was before HVN. Reciprocity came out?
Yep.
So AMB, we got Reciprocity. And if it was once every other season, that means there would be none in HVN, and there would be a new one in DTR. Once per season, pretty self-explanatory. That means every season we get 1 card. 2 per season, which means every season we get 2 cards, and then 3+ per season. That would be like almost every banlist update, you're getting a new Proxy's Vault card. There was a little bit of back and forth from our main man, Celadar, and Aaron, Corex, the GOAT, greatest of all time, greatest to ever do it. Where Aaron was like, I think it should only be as needed to fix the meta, because traditionally Proxy's Vault cards have been that way. Putting Reciprocity aside, the rest of the Proxy's Vault cards have been like, this archetype is weak and needs some help, etc., etc., and they get released to sort of uplift an archetype. And Silidar did clarify that Proxy's Vault cards aren't necessarily always supposed to be for the metagame, where I think Reciprocity is a great example. It's not a card that uplifted Tenoris to a competitive level like Polaris would for Arisana. It is more so like, Tony's not great right now, we want to give him a cool tool so that people can like build Tony and have this like interesting build around card, not necessarily to make a new meta deck.
Right.
And I think that should influence your decisions. Steven, without looking at my phone, because I don't know if I said what I voted for, how do you feel about Proxy's Vault? How many Proxy's Vault cards do you want to see?
I think 1 a season's fine.
Think 1 a season is fine, or is that what you would prefer?
That's what I would prefer. I don't think keeping more. I don't want like 3+ a season. That seems like too much.
So, if you would believe it, Steven, your votes are as follow. once every other season, got 15% of the vote. This was 245 people, by the way, that voted. Obviously, if you don't follow Celadar on X, the everything app, I hate that I do that every time because it feels like I'm doing a bit for Elon Musk, and we hate that guy.
Yeah, I don't know why you're like promoting him.
I know, I think it's funny, but like it's like you do it for the meme, and it's not actually a meme. It's like unironically dabbing, right? Like I started dabbing, because 12 years ago or whatever, hitting the dab as a joke, and now I just like do it because I'm an old man, and still think that that's relevant 15 years later.
Yeah.
Anyways, 15% of the vote says once every other season. 35% of the vote says one per season. 25% of the vote says two per season, and 25% of people say three per season. So the prevailing opinion was once per season. I think that's pretty reasonable, but I'm like pretty shocked to hear that 25% of the people that voted on this wanted 3+ per season.
That's too many.
I voted for 2. I actually really like Proxy's Vault, and I would like to see more cards like Reciprocity. I think if they were like Polaris level cards, I agree. But
So if we're looking at cards that are like Reciprocity, sure, 2 a season.
Yeah,
is
that's
fine.
what I'm saying. I mean, like meme cards. Yeah.
Right. Like you want to build the silly deck. Here's a card that makes the silly deck a little bit more playable.
Right.
But like if we're talking about like Polaris or Scepter of Lumina or Beast Scale or Stone Scale Band, like those cards were format warping.
Right.
I don't want that multiple times a season.
I agree. I probably don't want that at all, to be fair.
That's fair.
Aside from Polaris, obviously did nothing wrong. But yeah, I think I'm sort of somewhere in the middle. I do agree with you that if they're on the power level that they have been traditionally, aside from Reciprocity, I guess probably also aside from Signia of the Korhazi. We can't forget Deft Executor as well. A crazy card. Like absolutely insane.
It took a not playable deck into being one of the best decks in multiple metas.
Yeah, even now I think.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I think if they're that like high power level Xander, Polaris, Stone Scale, Scepter, we probably don't want them more than once a season. I think even if they are that power level, I would probably trend towards the like once every other season sort of thing.
Yeah.
I don't ever want. I think the most unfortunate part about Polaris, because of course we love Polaris in this house, was that it did like a lot of overshadowing of the format, right? Because it was like such a powerful card and did bring a unplayable archetype up to like the best deck in the format for a long time, but it did sort of overshadow any other strategies that were supposed to be created in A and B, right? Like it turned the A and B format into a Arisana format where Ari wasn't even one of the like A and B champions or classes supported. So I think that felt a little bit weird. Like HVN feels a little bit more natural, right? Where like Dao Chan is seeing a lot of success, but she's a new champion that got lots of support and is sort of like the intended design space, where it feels a little bit weirder when like an older champion becomes that sort of meta giant that Ari did for a while.
We did talk about Insignia, but it did get overshadowed by Deft Executor as it did.
Yeah, Insignia is fine.
Yeah, it's a good card, and it does do a lot for the Luxem deck. However, not as much as Executor did.
I think if we're talking about like Proxy's Vault balance-wise, and I don't want to spend our whole show talking about that, I think that Insignia of the Korhazi is quite possibly the best Proxy's Vault card they've ever put out.
Really?
Like no joke.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because it is extremely playable for the archetype that it was printed for. It is nowhere even close to being in the discussion of being overpowered, and I think that's perfect. Like if Korhazi was, or if Reciprocity was what Korhazi is to Xander, it'd be way better for Tony.
True.
Where like everybody's talking about Reciprocity being like, oh, it's okay.
You know what would make Reciprocity actually worth playing and maybe would make Tony more meta?
Yeah.
If it didn't remove a durability counter.
Yeah, maybe it just had rest. Yeah,
you just rest it and then...
Or maybe it was like Insignia, right? And you paid an amount and you rested it or something.
It just shut off upkeep.
Would make it worse for EK, but would make it better for other things.
Right.
But yeah. So, I think, Steven, if we count Reciprocity as coming out last season, which we do, right? It came out, it was towards the end of A and B season, but it was in A and B season, right? So like 2 weeks before HVN came out, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
I think that the reason why this poll was created was not Silidar was just, curious about how people felt. I think it's because they very obviously have some Proxy's Vault cards available. And I'm really curious if we're going to see one. We have a couple of like interesting meta shakeups coming soon, which I think is pretty cool, where MRC Alter.
It's coming out, yep.
Right, but that is
April?
It's in May. I don't remember how it lines up with North American Nationals, because it's like that week. So it's either right before or right after North American Nationals. Somebody can tell me in the chat. You guys will figure it out. But I think there are a couple of interesting like meta shakeup points that we'll get, where our next ban list is after SEA Nats. SEA Nats is next week on April 5th. And so we do get a new ban list update on the 7th. I would be like kind of shocked if we see anything banned, because I think the format is like pretty healthy right now, unless there's still some giga broken tier 0 deck that people haven't discovered yet. But I think that would be a good point if they're looking to have the Nationals metagame be sort of like different across the board. I think that would be a good point for them to release a new Proxy's Vault card, whether it makes a huge splash or not, like whether it's Polaris or Reciprocity remains to be seen. But I do think that would be a good place to put it, and especially if Nationals is influenced by MRC Alter, but I believe it's like right after. I think Nationals is it's the 24th and the 25th, and then I think MRC Alter might be that next Friday, but it might be the same day. Somebody tell me. You guys make the game. Tell me instead of arguing amongst yourselves when MRC Alter comes out. But yeah, so I think it's interesting. It will at least influence the metagame for Worlds, because MRC Alter will be out for Worlds. And so we've gotten a sort of like loose confirmation. I saw it posted in Merlin's Marketplace that somewhere they confirmed that we're getting new cards for MRC. But I don't know.
I saw it.
I don't know where that information came from.
It was Trevor that showed us. I think it's from, there was that magazine where we got that new card printed in.
Yeah. They had a feature in some game developer magazine. Right. I think it's the one that Gamma makes. The product sheet came out. Somebody says it's the MRC product sheet.
Oh.
Says we're getting 3 new SRs, some new rares, some new uncommons. I don't remember the numbers. But we are indeed getting new cards. I think that was pretty obvious when we saw the new box art that has Diana on it, because obviously she doesn't have any URs in MRC, so it had to be some new Ranger support that was not previously in the set. But we will have those new cards available for Worlds. Al says in the chat that I hope there's new alts for Tenoris, Diana, and Arisana. I think that would be really cool. I was thinking about this the other day. I think that those like ultimate ability cards are like super, super cool, and I wish that there was more of them, because there's only like the 3, right? For the Lineage Break Champions, Ravishing Finale, Vainglory Retribution, and Calamity Cannon. Yeah. And I think it would be really cool if we got more of those for other champions. So yeah, that would be neat. MRC Alter is post NA Nats before Worlds, yeah. So it's like right after NA Nats Alter comes out. So we'll have a couple of different metagames to consider when Nationals comes through. So like SEA will be playing in sort of a untested HVN format. We'll then get a ban list update. Maybe if they put out a Proxy's Vault card there, we'll get a little bit of a shakeup for the other 3 national seasons. So. I think the last thing on our docket to talk about, Steven.
Ooh. It's exciting.
I don't know if you guys have heard. Somehow we didn't talk about it last week. So it's like actually
it's wild.
So somebody sent us a message that was like, hey, you guys were so excited talking about a whole bunch of bullshit. You guys didn't mention that we got some Ascent announcements recently. And Grand Archive Ascent is coming to Boston,
Massachusetts.
August 25th?
23rd and
23rd and 24th. In August. Tickets are on sale today. So if you are watching the show live, tickets will be up in about 8 hours, like 7.5.
6 p.m. PT, 8 p.m. CT, 9 p.m. ET.
Eastern Standard Time. So please, 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 please come out to Boston. You are right up the road from Steve and I. We've been begging the Weebs team for 2 years now to put an event up near us. And if you guys come out to this event and you make a large showing, we can show Weebs of the Shore that we need more events up in New England. So please show up for Boston. Wear your stupid Irish shamrock hat or whatever to fit in with the Boston people.
Yeah.
And come up here and have a good time.
And when you do come up here, just ask random strangers on the street where you can park your car.
Yeah. They love that. Yeah. It's do your worst the Boston accent. They'll love it.
Yeah. You know, honestly, if you can do a Boston impression that's, you know,
possible,
on par with the people that lived here and are now movie stars, you're good.
Tell everybody how much you like The Departed.
Yeah. Like if you can sound like Matt Damon in The Departed, then you are doing great, because apparently he, even though he lived here, thinks that's appropriate. Or Ben Affleck. I think Casey Affleck is actually okay, but
Casey Affleck like still lives around here, right? Yeah. So he's still got a hideous accent.
Yeah.
But yeah, come up to Boston. It'll be a good time. Of course, me and Steve will be here, but of course the entire Lineage Break team will be here. Everyone will be there.
Yeah.
You get to meet all these people that we talk about on the show.
Lineage Break Sean. You probably don't want to do that.
You can meet Sean, Travis, Tex, at least all of our
friends.
All of our cohorts will be here. So make sure to come up to Boston and make sure to ship up to Boston. That's all I got. We hate the Dropkick Murphys. Please don't do that. That's the worst thing that you can do is come to Boston and say how much you like the Dropkick Murphys, because who gives a fuck?
Well, actually, I think a lot of people do. I think.
Well, it depends where you're hanging out.
I think our opinion of the Dropkick Murphys is the unpopular opinion.
Well, it depends. I don't think the event's going to be in Southie, so like we don't,
Fair.
we don't need to deal with those people. It's they can then go hang out there and listen to their terrible music. So I think that's it. I don't know, Steve. You got anything else? That's sort of it. Oh, I bought my Hoshikawa Sarah fast gears. That's cool.
And what did the price?
They're super cute.
What was the price you paid on?
I paid $400 US plus shipping. It was like $430 because they came from Japan. Foils, of course.
Yeah, look at this man. You think he's buying non-foils?
So that's exciting. Yeah, they look super cute. I can't wait for them to come in. Just want to tell you guys that. I'm very excited. They're cool. Paid $100 a piece. I don't know if that'll end up being good or bad, but
sounds pretty good for me.
They're super cute.
Like if you like look at like the CPRs and the foils of like increasing danger.
Yeah,
probably pretty good.
It's a little bit different. I mean, it's going to be at a bunch of events. This was just the first one, so I think like over time they will drop in price. But
I can't see that. I can't imagine them dropping that.
I'm on the way that I felt about it. I think I said this on the show, but
I would like one of the tariff rings, but surely those are like way more money.
Well, I know where you can get one.
Oh, Japan Akihabara?
Well, no, they only go to Store Championship and regional winners this season in Japan. So when our very own Lineage Break Travis plays in a regional Japanese Store Championships next week, which he said he is going to do, and he wins, he'll have one. So
sick. Yeah.
You can buy it from Travis.
Yeah, surely Travis won't sell it to me though.
That guy loves hooking up the boys.
Yeah, but he's also a hideous weeb.
That's true. I actually don't even watch Sarah. I just think they're cute. But yeah, I was on the I don't want to buy CPRs, which is like ideally what I would want is the old FTC CPRs. But there's I don't know, 30 of those or something, like 30 or 40 fucking CPRs, and they're too much money. They're too hard to find. So it was like, because I have the invite cards in my deck right now. I want like, max rarity version. So I bought the Sarah ones so that they can be the max that they can be. And so I'm very excited to get those Sarah Faskers. I'll show them on the Twitter when I get them in. Sorry, on X.
The everything place.
The everything place. That's what they call it. All right.
Dude, I don't know. I'm not an Elon stan. I don't know
me neither. Thank you guys for watching. We appreciate your support. Thank you everybody for hitting the silly super chat button. We very much appreciate it. We will be back next week. We'll have some store championships to talk about. Steve will be here with his Enrage and he can show it to you on camera. And then we'll have regionals the day after that. If now's the time, chat. Now's the time, YouTube chat, where we need you. We need you. And what we need you to do, if you have an idea for us to talk about on the show, please leave it in the comments, leave it in chat, let us know on Twitter, on Discord, whatever. We are definitely in the area of the season where we're going to need some tops to talk about. So if you guys have anything that you want us to discuss, please do let us know. If you want to catch the show live, you can do so every Friday, 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Asterisk.
If you want to catch the show from last week, you can find that on the YouTube channel on Monday, 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
I actually think last week is already up.
Oh, okay. You can go watch it on our YouTube channel. We have a schedule, I promise.
We will be discussing the schedule after the show, actually.
We will see you next week. Thank you for watching.
Thank you for watching. Woo.